Streets of Rage 4 is fun. There's your review. Good night, everybody. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Momo Gamma, back with a new video. And yeah, I know it's been a little while. I've been busy with work and life and such, and while I was away, a little game called Streets of Rage 4 has come out that I have been covering. So yes, I do like this game, but let me tell you why. First of all, I'm going to come out right out of the gate and say this game is so much fun to play. It's to the point that I'm addicted to playing it after I get off of work. But why is it so fun? I mean, after all, it's a beat 'em up, right? It's not too complicated or deep, right?
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
At first, when you start the game up for the first time, it is just like the second and third Streets of Rage games. You know, you walk back and forth, you pummel some dudes, you try not to die, or get you and your partner killed, etc. Now, at first, this game can seem straight up cheap with this enemy AI, especially this bald bastard here. Never, ever jump at him. He almost always spams that stupid uppercut anti-air bullcrap thingy. But after you spend time with the game and get used to the game's mechanics, you start to realize how it's structured. You see, Streets of Rage 4 is different from its predecessors, where yeah, you do have to beat people up, but it's the way it sort of flows together. You see, you have a combo counter that keeps track of everyone you hit, and if you can keep moving, it'll keep going up, thus giving you a bigger score, which in turn gives you extra lives, and also moves towards unlocking the game's many extras and secret characters. So you're really killing two birds with one stone, by continually moving and beating the crap out of everyone that is in front of you. But there is a catch. You can't get hit or take too long in between enemies or objects. Yes, hitting objects keeps your combo counter going, and picking up items won't increase your counter, but it will retain your number. It's very fun and addictive, especially trying to figure out different ways to sustain a combo, but there are different ways to do this. Number 1 is juggling. Juggling is used quite often in this game. Pretty much get an enemy in the air and keep him in there as long as you can by performing a special attack like Axel's flurry of punches or his grand upper, or you can bounce enemies off the wall, and when they come back at you, you can either continue your combo or do a back attack when they pass you, or my personal favorite, performing an air combo. And each character is different, so it's so much fun trying everyone out. Streets of Rage 4 has 5 selectable characters, which 3 of them are returning veterans. Axel, the most balanced and very good for beginners, although his slow walking speed can possibly put some people off of him, but don't let it, he's got some sick combos. Next is Blaze, who is faster than Axel and is more effective at using knives when you can find them, and she has a great moveset for bouncing enemies off the ground to continue her attacks. Especially this air kick. It's really good for continuing your attacks, and also if you need to get away really quickly if you're getting ganged up by enemies. Very useful. And my personal favorite, Adam Hunter. He is back and now rocking some cool cop shades. I love his moveset. It's pretty much like Axel, but he's a bit slower, and he has devastating kicks. And this awesome Tatsu-like kick that is perfect for keeping enemies in the air. Plus, I like the fact that he has his old swinging animation from Streets of Rage 1, which would make sense since he hasn't been in a Streets of Rage game since the first one. Little details like that are always cool. And not to mention, he has this cool little quick step like a boxer. It's really easy to get to enemies and close the distance between the two of you so that way you keep your combos going. Next up is Cherry. She's pretty much the new Skate from Streets of Rage 2. She's the quickest, so it's really easy to get a combo going with her as she can zip around enemies. Oh, and she can jump on enemies' heads and pummel them just like her uncle. And her guitar is great for knocking enemies against the wall or hitting a group of them on the way down. Lastly is the big guy, Floyd. He is the slowest of the gang, but he is also the strongest and can toss dudes around to keep them from gigging up on him, which is very good to keeping them on one side and easier to manage. Plus, his star attack is freaking awesome. It's like War Machine's proton cannon from Marvel vs. Capcom. Good stuff. Another new mechanic that has been added is the star moves. They're pretty much like super moves for everyone, and it's very good for clearing out a group of enemies when you feel overwhelmed or doing some big damage on bosses. But they are limited in number. You can find more by hitting boxes and the like, but also if you do use one, it does affect your score at the end of the level. Yeah, Streets of Rage 4 does grade you at the end of each level, so if you do feel the need to use a star move, you won't rack up as many points, so if you can, save them, as it'll get you a better score and your overall score goes to unlocking those sweet extras such as hidden characters and music. So it really becomes a risk reward system where you have to decide what to do. Do you use your star attack and get through the level, or save it to go towards your overall score? Same thing with combos. Do you try to keep your combo going, or try not to risk the score you already got? Because there are enemies that will knock it down in an instant. So it really becomes a game of figuring out what to do at the right time. The game also supports 4-player co-op offline and 2-player co-op online, so you can experience the carnage with a buddy. That's always welcomed. Next up, the story. There barely isn't one. I mean, it's been 10 years since the last game, so I'm guessing it's 2004, but it doesn't really matter. It's a thin plot. And then Adam shows up, and it's kind of cheesy, but it's an excuse for you to beat up people for no good reason. And then you got the Y twins. They're like the offspring or children of Mr. X, you know, the bad guy from the first 3 games. So there's that, but it's pretty much a really thin plot. It doesn't really do anything extravagant, so there you go. Another nice and cool mechanic they added to the game is the ability to throw weapons into enemies. Now you could do this before in the old Streets of Rage games, but now you can actually catch the weapons if you time it just right, and if you do this right, you can keep combos going from far away if the enemy is too far away from you, which is really awesome. So like I said, keep the combo going at any means necessary. Another cool mechanic that's been added to the game is Recoverable Health. So if you do a special move, it drains just like in the first 3 Streets of Rage games, but there's a twist. Now if you do the move, there's a little green bar that is sort of like a supplement or like a substitute for your health. If you can keep comboing and beating up bad guys, you can regenerate that health back. Thus, you can use the special moves at your leisure if you know how to play the game right. It is a very cool mechanic that can make for really cool videos and really cool combos. Even health and pickup items you have to think strategically about using. If you use it too early, you may not get as much health as you could have had you had waited. Also, you can also use the health to sustain and keep a combo going. So you really have to think as to when to use pickups such as money or loot or whatever to keep your combo going. It's very strategic and it's really fun to try to figure out when and where to use these things. Next up is music. The music is so good. It's like the old school club music from the old games, but there are a lot of new sounding tracks in there too. So it feels like a gradual evolution of Streets of Rage. Like, I think now was a good time for it to come back since dubstep and club music is a popular genre of music now. So it feels right at home with the 2020-ish soundtrack. Plus, I mean, Yuzo Koshiro came back to help with the soundtrack. Now, he didn't do all of them. Credit has to be given to, and I'm gonna try not to F up his name, Oliver de Rivere, it's French, and Motohiro Kawashima. They did most of the tracks, and they did an outstanding job. Good job, guys. So, that is my review of Streets of Rage 4. This game is so fun. I know it's new, but it might have replaced Streets of Rage 2 as my favorite SOR game, which is a good thing. I mean, when something has a new entry, it should be better than the last one. If I had any gripes, it's these damn cops with the shields. I hate them so much. How are we supposed to get around them? And some of the enemy AI can be a bit cheap. Oh, and the bosses. Like this commissioner, I hate this bastard so much. He just spams his dash throw move. So yeah, the game can have cheap AI a lot of the time, but trying to figure out ways around it is part of the fun, I suppose. So my final score for this game is buy it at full price. The game is like $29. I got it on a Nintendo Switch for like $10. It was like $20 or something like that. I put some of my gold coins towards the purchase. Did you guys know you could do that? Register your Switch games and earn coins? I didn't know that, so that was pretty cool. But only if they're like physical copies. But yeah, I bought the limited runs collector's edition and it's not here yet. It hasn't even shipped. I don't know when it's going to be here. So if you bought a copy because I recommended you do so in my previous video, I'm sorry. I'm waiting right there with you. Anyway, go get it. It's good stuff. And I want to make this big because doing this YouTube thing is hard, but it's fun. Plus, I gotta shoot some positivity in the gaming YouTube atmosphere. There are a lot of YouTubers who I will not name that just keep spouting out negativity, and that's not cool. I mean, say what you feel, but come on, bruh. Stop being so negative. So, I'm gonna do the opposite and have nothing but good vibes on this channel. Anyway, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace out.